going to start literally in this whitewater neck. There's 2 or 3 pockets over to the far side which just might hold a fish. I don't know, but they may hold a fish. And I know I'm going to get about literally a split second of fishing time. Just check that my streamer's okay. These casts into these pockets may or may not produce a fish. It's just worth dropping your fly into. The current's going to whip the fly out immediately. I get literally a half-second shot before the current picks it up. But you never know. This is all about probing into the little pocket holes. But anywhere at the back of those boulders, a fish may grab as soon as it hits the water. And that one there's a likely little pocket. Now down by the side of that boulder. This is the swing method at the moment. Can't know much about it in this sort of water. So I'm literally fishing this streamer as you would the downstream swing of a wet fly. I'm just going to check my fly because I just did tap that boulder there, so I just want to make sure that don't fish if you've got any gunge on your fly, even if it's a streamer. Right, a search across into that, behind that boulder is on the cards. And at the moment I'm just doing a strip retrieve. Let it swing in that fast, let it come below me. Now when you fish sink tip lines and heavy streamers, you've got to modify your casting technique. You have definitely got to wait for the tug on the back cast. Because if you don't, the whole lot will land in a heap at your feet. Just wait on the back cast for the tug and then just deliver it. And it's more a launch than a snap. So I pick up, drop it on the water, pick up again, and over she goes. And just work it out through that steady water. Now let it swing in the fast. Keep going downstream. Get to it quick. Over again. And deliver to a new spot. So that's a straightforward strip that everybody knows. There's another technique that a lot of American anglers use called the sweep strip, where you sweep with the rod and strip the line that you've just swept. I'll do that again. Pick off, knock it over, pick off again, wait, and over she goes. Sweep, strip, sweep, strip, sweep, strip. There's got to be fish over there, well you would think so anyway. So I can hold the line. The beauty of the sink tip is the floating part just gives me a bit of latitude. It just allows me to hold it off this rush before it picks up and sweeps it downstream. So launch it over right into the dark. Sweep strip, sweep strip, sweep strip, sweep strip. Over again. Wait for the tug and launch. Strip technique does work, of course, but a lot of the American experts prefer the sweep or snatch strip. So it's pull, strip, sweep, strip, back. So you strip in the line that you've pulled with your rod tip, so it's the fly's being moved by the rod tip, not with the angler's hand. And sometimes you can, with the sink tip, you can actually throw a mend upstream if you want to hold your fly in the danger zone a little bit longer. One more into that dark hole over there, pick off, wait for the tug and launch. Mend it over, and I'll just give it a second or two to sink over there now, and then I'll try another retrieve. The takes usually come with quite a wallop, as you'd expect. Trout pursuing what looks like a crippled fish. And you can be surprisingly accurate with your deliveries. Now that's a bit of a backstopper running up. You don't really need a line tray with this technique. I've tried, and they're a bigger nuisance than they're worth. So a couple of mends just to let it sink, let the sink tip get down. It's about 6-7 feet deep over there. And now I'm getting into steadier water where I may expect to fish anywhere across the stream. So it'll be worthwhile just hanging it below me for a while. Kick that upstream, let the sink tip do its work, and now I'll try the strip retrieve, the twitch strip. So what I do, I pull it with the rod end, move the fly with the rod end, and then as the rod goes back to the original position, I take in the slack. So it's pull with my rod, take the slack up. You move the rod about a couple of feet. Right over to your side. Over we go. That water over there looks very interesting. Mend, mend, mend. Let it sink. That's the beauty of the sink tip. You can do something with the floating part. Keep moving. I tend to alternate between straightforward strips and the sweep strip technique. And that bow of line is starting already to move my fly out, so the actual currents acting on the line is also moving my streamer. So for the first part, as it comes out from under those trees, I'm getting assistance from the current. And you can vary your retrieves, of course. You don't have to strip at one speed. You can make long, slow pulls, short twitches. Just examine that bottom end. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. Still convinced there's fish under those trees. Bang it on the water, pick off, wait for the tug, over she goes. Mend, mend again. Right, sweep, strip, round it comes. There's a deep channel down there somewhere, flies just over it now. There's a bit of a gully there. There's a shallow area right on the other side now, and then it drops off to a gully almost bang in the centre of the river. I'll just try to work it through this through this groove in the riverbed. It's about 15-18 feet out from where I'm stood. What we need is a big predator in the stream.
I have to do a bit of a roll cast here. The bank's a bit high behind, but it's not all that elegant with this heavy sink tip.
Nearly to the lip. There's usually a fish hangs on the lip, as most lips of flats. So they're always worth letting the fly sweep across the edge of that lip. One more cast and then it's into the next run. But of course, a whole armoury of flies may not be a day for blacks. Maybe a day for white, maybe a day for olive. You can never tell, so it's a question of permutating the colours. This is not like matching the hatch with dry fly fishing. One more chuck. Okay, I'll let this run right across the face of the white water where it's dropping. No, that's it. Okay, down to the next run. This pool's worth a little bit of a search through more thoroughly because it's deep and it's complex. The actual main tongue of water's going now down by that gravel bank on the other side, and just inboard of it it's going very slow, and then about down there it stops altogether and rotates back and comes back. So here there's almost a big rotator, a backstopper. So fish will be lying anywhere in here, and this holds promise because it's now running down the side of a wall, and there's a fair bit of depth, and it's deep over by them rocks over there as well. This should do it. Stick the rod forward. Fish. Not a big fish, but a fish. He took it nicely. He took it just as I started to pull again. Might as well have him on the reel. Where are you going? Hang on. There's a little victory for the Old snappy. Right, well I've moved again and I've come now to the tail of the pool to get away from that slack water. We may bang another fish here. Another fish. Not a particularly big fish again, but as you can see, he's grabbed the snappy.
I often don't bother with the net on these smallish fish. The hooks are big, and this leader, well, it'll stop anything.
Come on, sunshine, you're not big. Right there in the scissors. Typical Dales fish, 3/4 pound, 14 ounce, 3/4 pound, 10 ounce to 3/4 pound. Whoa! Wet me through.